Hello, everyone. It's Nikki Yu, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Global Market Update for Awesome10X this April 8, 2021. It's a Thursday. So let's begin. Let's start with some news. FREYR, aka Alusa, just provided their end of quarter, first quarter 2021 company update. So let's read this. FREYR is the Norway-based developer of clean, next-gen battery cell production capacity, and it's gonna come listed through a combination or a SPAC with Alusa ALUS. So a few developments, they just got funding for 43 gigawatt hertz of clean battery cell production capacity. Transaction is anchored by a few investors such as Franklin Templeton, Koch Strategic Platforms, Glencore, Fidelity Management, Libra Capital, and Van Eck Associates Corporation. Combined company is going to be FREYR Battery. You've got Jeremy Bezdek, Managing Director of Koch, and Olag Svarva, previously CEO of the Government Pension Fund of Norway, who's going to be a board of directors. So guys, this is the government of Norway investing a lot on FREYR. FREYR already has progressed multiple customer relationships towards offtake agreements across all their target segments amid the strengthening market fundamentals as EVs, equipment manufacturers, and other off-takers are increasingly requiring a strategic, localized, low-cost, and low-carbon supply of battery cells to accelerate the energy transition. So we believe that Northvolt and FREYR are going to have a good low-cost price for a lot of European companies and a lot of companies, even the likes of NEO. It's going to compete with NEO batteries. So going to compete with Tesla battery. They're going to compete with a lot of LG Chem as well. So they're going to compete with CATL as well. So FREYR is advancing their pipeline of up and downstream value chain partnerships for cost-competitive raw material supply and additional access points to target markets. I believe that FREYR battery is going to supply to Volkswagen in a bigger manner. So it's not an I believe. They already have partnerships. Okay, so announce a non-binding letter of intent with Glencore to supply 3,755 tons of high-grade, sustainably sourced cobalt metal cut cathodes, development of pilot customer qualification plant progressing with expected construction completion in the first half of 2020 in Mo i Rana, Norway. Okay, strengthened leadership team received 181 million Norwegian kroner grants from the government to support their technology development and production plans. That's approximately $21 million. So in line with the market expectations of exponential growth in battery cell demand, we are seeing signs of a supply shortage as the global energy transition and decarbonization of transportation is taking place and accelerating. This is reflected in a strong progress in an increasing number of customer dialogues within FREYR's target markets of electrical vehicles, energy storage systems, and marine applications. Underlying battery supply shortage will create a positive market dynamic supporting offtake of significant volumes for localized, low-cost, and low-carbon battery cell suppliers. This is said by Tom Jensen, the CEO of FREYR. They are on track for their gigafactory development. So that's first half of 2022. Very strong. This is a very strong company. I had a study on Norwegians on FREYR battery. You can understand all of my ideas for FREYR battery in our inner circle, but I'm bullish at $10 for Alusa. There's a lot of grant. Norwegian, so much grants for them. Partnerships abound, agree. So as previously reported, FREYR already has been using 24M semi-solid lithium-ion battery platform technology, providing the right to produce battery cells based on 24M's current and future technology. So they are green batteries, guys. These are clean batteries that will be used in many European cars someday. Not just cars, but actually Internet of Things. Whatever that needs a battery cell could be electronics. So clean Nordic solutions for global demand, rapid growth for high energy density and cost competitive battery cells makes it a global champion in clean and low cost battery cell manufacturing. If you don't have Alusa yet, put this in your buy list. ALUS. Just last night, there's a company that went 30% up because of a Citigroup. Made a share. Citigroup made a buy call on it, so you could see that Ouster went 25% up to 987. We've been buying as low as 750 and $8. So this is a pleasant news for Ouster getting recognized. Similarly, Innovis got recognized as well. So very strong movements here after a 50% decline from as high as 1918 here all the way to as low as 8 and 9. I'd argue that this is just the start. Any consolidation back to below 9.5 will be getting a lot of buyers. Perhaps if it even goes down below 9. So if it goes down below 9, I'd assume that there's this circle of a buyer zone. And although in the short term, there are some sellers on Ouster here at $11 or even at 12, we are seeing that the market is acknowledging the applications of Ouster is vast. Actually, let's try to read the exact report of Citigroup on Ouster for this very pleasant good news. Ouster is leading technology gainers. Let's read the news on Seeking Alpha. Upgraded to buy with a 17 target price. You really have to be very patient. Okay. So great article about Ouster Customer Plus by JMac Investing. Agree. So Ouster stock is popping as Citi emerges bullish on the LiDAR vertical, non-auto LiDAR leader. So citing the company's leadership position, I can't read it, but basically position not just on autonomous driving, but actually in many other applications as well. Similarly, I think that you have to check out CGRO. So this is very true. Ouster has the highest revenue visibility in the next 5 years with a lot of multiple contracts versus Innovis, IVA, Luminar, and Velodyne. So that said, Innovis is also doing very well. Let's read the news here. See all stocks on the move. Okay. No problem. SPFR. Yes, this is also a metal manufacturing company. Agree with this to study Velo 3D. GDRX expanding its marketplace. I'm taking a look at the beta of Equity Informer. Looks to be a very good website to check your tweets, to check people's tweets, to check trends as well. So it helps when you want to search which are the most mentioned in the last 24 hours. You could see that people are discussing BTC, Penn National Gaming, CBAT, Viacom, UTME, Palantir. So it helps see what the markets are viewing in just the last 24 hours. So very good way to visualize. Wow, exact timing of when SOS dumped. Tesla, Morgan Stanley is proposing, this one. There's an infrastructure bill that is increasing Tesla's advantage over competitors. That would be the subsidy of, there's an infrastructure bill right now that will do subsidy credits, and everyone's saying that Tesla benefits on that name. This is also very good. You are seeing a lot of calls on Copen. So you are seeing that many people are actually bullish on the following companies, WIMI as well. There's a news that WIMI, I'll share to you the news on WIMI, Holograms, right? So let me get the exact link on this one. So Globe Newswire just shared that WIMI might get a non-fungible token hologram. So I'll read the news for you. Taylor Insight, the fintech, recently released a report that WIMI's content library makes it NFT hologram possible. No one thought that it would be the hottest asset in the spring of 2021, but the rookie game trading card printed with NFL legendary quarterback Tom Brady just sold for a record high price of $1.32 million. And Christie's auction house sold the digital artwork created by artist Beeple for a sky-high price of $69 million. Even Twitter Jack Dorsey's first tweet was finally auctioned for $2.9 million, and a rainbow cat emoji that was packaged 10 years ago was auctioned for $580,000. Behind these weird-sounding transactions, they all have a common name. It's called NFT, non-fungible tokens. So these are encrypted digital assets verified by blockchains, and artists, musicians, various influential people, and even sports franchisees are all using NFTs to monetize their previously cheap or free digital goods. So COVID made the art collection industry. It has been slow to develop in the digital process and then instantly entering the fast lane. Blessed by celebrities, institutions, NFT has become very popular. And you are seeing that these sky high prices might not be very suitable for everyone, but it is very particularly popular for a few digital artwork collectors. So this one is something that WIMI Hologram can establish a position on. Take note that WIMI Hologram Cloud has established a comprehensive holographic AR content library, and they have all the content covering from 3D models to holographic short videos. They've already got 4,654 ready-to-use AR holographic content, which is covering a wide range. It could be for educational scenes, tourism, art and entertainment, popular science, and these copyrights content licensed from third parties as well. WIMI has focused on holographic cloud services, mainly in vehicle-mounted AR, HUD. So you could see that according to industry analysts, all the internet giants have a large number of application scenarios, and they have a first-mover advantage on the blockchain. So at present, it's mainly able to realize digital confirmation transaction of online virtual property represented by artworks. In the long run, they could actually do a lot of real assets, from assets online to assets on the chain process, to create more abundant asset value. The relationship between supply and demand will determine the price. And Taylor Insight is providing a quick and easy solution to see how WIMI's content library can actually make this possible. So a lot of people are discussing WIMI right now. So far with the chart, WIMI is actually at a very good support here at $6. Take note that at $7.50, there was a share sale here, suggesting that people are even willing to buy it for as high as 15% higher. So you could buy it at $6.50. I think that you've got a great entry price. So those who are asking, should WIMI at $6.50 all the way to $6 be buying? The answer is, in our view, it's a yes. There was a question asked of me about UTME, and the answer is I think that I'm late. UTME is an IPO 4 to 80. Who is UTime? Actually, this IPO I didn't even bother to look at. It's a mobile device manufacturing company providing cost-effective products and solutions to customers globally. Had their share sale of $4 just a couple of days ago, 3,750,000 shares, which is roughly $17 million. I do not know why it went 20x on IPO day. So I have no idea why UTME went 20x in just 2 days. So this is the ticker symbol, UTime Limited. So from 4 to 80, April 6 to April 8. So April 7, first day 20x. No idea why. So I have no idea. So yeah. As for news, I'd say that the market thought that the Tencent Prosus stake would actually encourage more selling. In fact, it was otherwise. We are seeing that Tencent actually got bought very massively last night at $76. You could see that the people are very much willing to pay a double bottom price here at $76. It closed at 78. Looks like everyone loves Tencent, and even in Hong Kong, you would have expected it to fall. Actually, we didn't see any drop on Tencent Hong Kong. The Hong Kong Tencent price before was $600. Today, it just barely fell to 600. It even started at 616 and closing sharply at about 627. That means that there are more buyers than sellers on Tencent. So you've got WIMI Tencent actually getting bought out more than actually getting sold down. I'd like to share that so Tesla is actually expected to benefit on credit facilities, any subsidy credits. Every drop of Tesla here at about $650 as well as $600 is likely to be bought out. So I'm going to share to you the exact news on this Tesla credits. Where did I see that? Okay, there were a lot of news. I'll share to you the exact news. I think I saw it on Twitter. Well, everything can be seen on Twitter, right? So which makes it also a very good company to own. Easy to find news and search like your Googles. Proposed infrastructure bill, own the future, agree. So I agree with everyone who's actually blessed to understand what they own. And you have to understand that all this $100 billion for new consumer electric vehicle rebates is positive for all your electric vehicles, Lucid Motors, Fisker, Tesla, amongst others. We believe that investors face a greater risk not owning Tesla shares in their portfolio than owning Tesla shares in their portfolio. Agree. So let's try to read what Morgan Stanley just shared. Morgan Stanley is of the belief on eVTOL's Urban Air Mobility Summit as well. So I think like everyone should be aware of so many eVTOLs right now in the market. There's Kel, there's RTP, Joby Aviation, and Lilum. There's also ZNTE, which is Volocopter. Morgan Stanley just named Tesla as the key infrastructure beneficiary pick. Within a range of potential outcomes, we believe that investors need to prepare for an electric vehicle infrastructure bill. You've got purchase incentives for EVs, development of charging infrastructure such as ChargePoint, grid enhancement. So Clean Spark will benefit on that. That will disproportionately benefit Tesla and pure battery electric vehicle startups in the near term, while also providing a very strong terminal value for the long term. Okay, so President Joe Biden's EV tax credit would reach $10,000 and has analysts all over increasing their outlook for Tesla stock. So I think like you've got all the bullish news ahead for follow-up news for Tesla. So just blue skies ahead. Actually, yesterday I sold a few positions. And I'm looking to buy actually tonight on NEO. So what I did was my cheap cost on NEO, I sold first. But I plan to buy some cheap NEO shares tonight. Now, you might wonder, why did NEO shares fall down? I think there was news of a potential chip shortage. Usually, that's just the news on NEO. But I think the company already clarified that the semiconductor chip shortage is not going to affect all their deliveries for the year. So they're still expected to grow their deliveries for the year to as much as 100%. So you've got already, I think I read about 40,000 vehicles delivered for NEO. Let me see I shared it here. Wait, I shared it here, NEO. Okay, I'm not sure if I shared it there, but here in EVs. Wait up. Okay, close this. So $100 billion of Biden infrastructure plan should benefit all of the companies in the EV sector, especially the US. And you could see that the quarter one delivery so far, Tesla leads 184,000, NEO is 20,000, XPeng is 13,000. I would still buy a lot of Tesla NEO XPeng because of the valuation. Still a good entry point. So if ever NEO falls at about $35 below, I would still buy that. NEO at $38 is still also a buy. So any drops, 38 all the way to 35, should be a good opportunity to load up on NEO. XPEV should also be a great entry point. It's doing 34 right now. Any drops here at 31 should all be a buy. You could see all those arrows are just buy for me as I see it going up in the long run. So, of course, you should consider yourself blessed that you are able to invest and ignore the short-term noise. Actually, in my profile page, I shared a lot of things. I shared that, as a child, you were given a marshmallow test. And I think that what most investors should understand is they should be able to patiently wait for their investments to really grow. In a very noisy market of bulls, bears, chickens, rabbits, dragons, ostriches, sharks, and whales, I think that patiently sitting is actually not normal. It's actually one of the rarest traits. And you have to understand that you get to buy a lot of great companies right now. The best artificial intelligence company like Palantir is still just $23. The most profitable video game conglomerate like Tencent, earning $10 billion, is still just about $77 77 US. The industry leader in role-playing games, which is CD Projekt, is just 195 Polish zloty. The winners of Electric Revolution are so much more. And you should consider yourself blessed for investing in these companies early on. It's a 10-year decade trend, 10 to 20 years. Before you hit 2035 carbon neutral, you want to actually be investing over time. So just like a child who's actually thinking whether he should take the marshmallow right now, I think you have to be, as an investor, pay long-term attention on the businesses that you own. The journey will not all be rainbows. There will always be rain, but you have to flexibly handle your weights over time. So I've been saying that human beings, of course, should always pay attention to so many things. I believe that everyone would desperately need appreciation, whether it be through their followers or even through outside affirmation. What will you do with all those bitcoins? Somehow you'll buy some Lambos, Lamborghinis, you'll buy a Mercedes Benz, a Tesla, a Lucid motor, even an Aptera motor. Some of the rich people would even have a Kitty Hawk, a Joby Aviation, or even E-Hangs. They'll probably be even getting some of their own volocopters as well. So real life will tell you that you want to pay attention to these things. Pay attention to what people are going to pay massively for, because whatever people value upon, you could monetize that. So Lucid Motors, which is a status symbol of the future, will be, of course, very expensive someday. So while you can buy CCIV at $23, you should not ignore that opportunity. Volkswagen at 33 is a great opportunity. Tesla, of course, at $600. If you ever get an entry point, even at $630 should be okay. 615, 630, 650 should be okay. NIO at about 35, 38 is a great entry opportunity. XPeng at about 35 below should be a great opportunity. In fact, if you have all of these electric vehicles, you should already understand that any drops of SunPower should all be treated as an opportunity to buy. So Sunrun here, SunPower is at 29.50, already here near supports, a triple support bottom here. You've got Sunrun perhaps giving another higher low support here at $54. Jinko Solar at $40 should be okay. Here about $39 and $40. If you don't pay attention to the future, you will always miss out, and you will wonder, well, why is NIO already at $50 and why didn't I pay attention at 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. So let's read about your thoughts. Okay, thoughts on Coinbase IPO. Coinbase, I think, is going to get listed at $20 billion. It matches relatively valued with Binance, which is now $50 billion. I'd say that between Coinbase IPO, people are all saying that they just needed to own, they'd rather own the Voyager tokens, or perhaps some investors are even buying, instead of the Coinbase, you could take a look at some of the smaller exchanges. So Huobi Tech is in Hong Kong. You've got, of course, BNB, which is rising all the way because it is larger than Coinbase. Although it's quite expensive, some people are also starting to sell because it's already $50 billion. I'd say that Coinbase and Binance are probably I'm not sure, it's probably overvalued. I'd rather get Hut 8 Mining. So this one is a crypto miner, which I think is getting valued here at a very low price. It's now $8.56. I still see upside on Hut 8 Mining, and I still see a lot of upside in Bitfarms. So I'd rather buy companies that have a lot of BTC rather. So I'm more on the crypto miners rather than the cryptocurrency exchanges. What are your thoughts on BBKCF? It looks like a company that has more than one business. Thanks for the question, but I haven't studied BBKCF. So big digital assets. All right. So wow, very strong movement. I'd say that from a digital asset standpoint, so I talked about Funko last night, and I talked about this continuing higher. So Funko, WIMI, Facebook should do well. I'll try to study your ticker, BBKCF. I'll put it in my watch list. Actually, I'm taking a look as well of CryptoStar and Dash, CSTR. I think that this one is undervalued. Not everyone is taking a look at CSTR and NDA. Let me show that to you. These are Toronto companies that actually have so many strong digital assets, and it's not being properly valued today, in my view. So it has rallied from 19 cents all the way to $1.19, which is almost like how much? A 10x. But even at 45 cents and 60 cents, you have to wonder if Neptune Digital Assets owns a lot of Dash Dollar, which has rallied very quite strongly. Even if you say that it's being sold down to $300, it still rallied from January to current at about 2x, 3x, right? This is Dash Dollar. And of course, everyone knows how much Ethereum dollar has appreciated over time. Even if let's say it's selling at $19, let's assume that the company is taking profit at $1,900 or $2,000. It stands to make a huge ton of profit. And I think like for Bit Farms, they are taking profits at 55,000 above. And unlike Hot 8, that's really just holding. So I like actually both because I like companies that are locking in some gains, and I like as well companies that are holding their BTC assets. So I'm not sure about BBKCF, but if it's doing the same type of methodology, I am bullish on I think being bullish on the crypto should also announce to you that you should be bullish as well with Humble Pay. So Humble Pay right now at 318 should be an entry opportunity as well, given that this is a play on blockchain assets, no? So the more and more people actually entering into the blockchain space, this should be actually positive in the long run. And in my view, companies like in China that are also promoting digital wallets like Yeka should also be doing well. So here at about $56 is okay. People are asking me actually before, should I buy back JFU after selling before when it rallied to $3 and it's now back to 170? It is really cheap in my view, but there's really just that scrutiny on consumers' microfinancing in China. Nonetheless, I think that a drop at 168 to $1, if it ever drops, should be okay. So I'm more bullish rather than bearish. Actually, very bullish to the point that I'm actually 100% long on the market. I trim sometimes 10%, 20%, but I redeploy it yet again into the market. I'm very bullish the markets. And I'm taking a look at next week's earnings call. So April 16, we'll get EHang. We'll get the full year CD Projekt earnings release. We'll get some ideas on Agora. I'm very bullish on Agora. And then some extra news tomorrow on Jinka Solar. So I'd say that the market is vastly nervous about the market being all-time high. But I think that the market at all-time high isn't a problem because it's going up. It could be very bearish, like it's some people are doing a choppiness, like they're willing to sell at 14,000, thinking that they could buy back at 12.5. But as you could see, there are some companies that I think are just going to go all-time highs. For instance, Copen, we said it's going to go all-time highs. I argued that Snapchat is going to go all-time highs, it is slowly going up. Twitter will go all-time highs. Facebook, Google continue to go all-time highs. Microsoft continues to go all-time highs. I'd say that those bears, I'm not sure what they're very bearish about, inflation or whatsoever, but I don't see a strong reason to be bearish. In fact, all these infrastructure bills of Biden should be positive to ChargePoint, and in some ways, it's going to happen for Europe as well. So ChargePoint is looking to be a flag here, perhaps going to go back to 38 or 40. And in terms of value plays, let's take a look at some value plays. Let me show to you value plays. I'm seeing that the market is liking Funko Twitter. These are reversal plays. I'm also seeing reversals on GoPro, GPRO. So GoPro looks to be also doing well here. People are really buying a lot of drone-related names. GPRO, we're seeing a lot of demand from a consumer standpoint back to GPRO. So perhaps $12 below for GoPro is a buying opportunity. So I see more opportunities rather than selling opportunities. So yeah, I'm okay. There are questions. What are your thoughts on Jumia? Jumia, my only problem there is valuation, but not on the company per se. I think that Jumia is very much expensive. Is it $50 already? Oh, 50 went down. All right. So 65 fell down from 50 back to 37. So yeah, I find it expensive at $50. Actually, I find it expensive even at 25. I could be wrong, but for now, I'd say I'll avoid first Jumia. In general, I'm still avoiding Jumia and Coupang. I just think that although it's probably the leader in their certain sectors, like Jumia for Africa and Ozone for Russia, and what's this? The other company, Coupang for Korea. I just find it quite expensive. So for my e-commerce destination, I'd rather have e-commerce place like AGC. Altimeter. I prefer getting Altimeter rather than Jumia. I have AGC through warrants. I bought AGC through warrants, which is Grab. Altimeter Growth. AGC WW. So I've got the warrants. I bought it at about $3.30, $3.30, $3 plus. And then so far I'm still holding AGC warrants, which is Grab. So I like Grab more than Kupang or Jumia. I find it expensive. Perhaps in Southeast Asia, you'll see that C Limited, Grab, Tokopedia are doing so well. So I'd rather have those. SM. Actually, I don't know what SM is. What is SM? What's this stock? SM Energy. 1 to 20. Wow, congrats. What is this? What is this company? SM Energy. I have no idea. It's an oil and gas company, hydrocarbon exploration. Wow. I have no idea about the company, so I can't answer. I'll just put it in my buy list or study list. Well, yeah, I'll just put it in my study list. May I know your thoughts on Beyond Meat? Actually, last night I was very much happy with buying some Beyond Meat. There was news that Beyond Meat was increasing their production facility in China. They're opening their first factory, and it's probably gonna start by 2022. Let me read. Was it 20? Let me read. Or first half 2021. There was news on Beyond Meat. That's why I bought it. I gave a buy call on Beyond Meat. 125 to 137 is okay for me. So I think $130 is great. So 4 hours ago, yeah. So I read this last night. Beyond Meat is expanding international reach with the very first facility in Shanghai. So you are aware that Beyond Pork is already strong, and this is just another an increased value for me for Beyond Meat. Following the announcement last September, Beyond Meat was going to open a production facility in China, making it the only multinational company focused solely on plant meat production, expanding in China. So they also open in Europe later this year. So they already have expanded with Starbucks, KFC, Pizza Hut, Xin Ting Xuan, Kang Li, Beijing, Slow Boat Brewery, Hema, Metro China, and more. Hema is the Alibaba supermarket, so very good clientele here. I like how Beyond Meat is trying to do a world-based domination. Ethan Brown is doing the right moves here. So I'm actually bullish on Beyond Meat. Last night, I bought Beyond Meat. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I bought. Actually, I'll be buying more Beyond Meat tonight. I think I clicked a Beyond Meat buy. Did I not buy here? Yeah, I bought last night, 137. I'm looking to buy more at 130 and 125. I'm bullish on Beyond Meat. As for Salesforce, I think that Discord I prefer better. So I prefer FMAC. Discord is not yet with Microsoft. So there's just rumor that Discord is going to enter through FMAC. As for Tesla, I know that it's expensive. It is, in all valuation metrics, you'd argue that Tesla is expensive and overvalued, but I don't see a reason for people to actually sell it. So the risk for not owning Tesla is bigger rather than not. So I mean, of course, I'm bullish on Tesla ever since, and I just see that it could just consolidate. If you're thinking in the short term, it doesn't give you a 10x. I think like in the short term, it should trade between 600 to 700, at most maybe $500 drop, at most as well $800 to 900, because robo-taxis might still happen, I guess 3 to 5 years. But that said, I do think that the potential for Baidu, Tesla, all the robo-taxis is so such that it really depends on a person. If you like robo-taxis, you would have Tesla at some point in your portfolio. Is ASXC a buy? I think that $3 is a buy. I started to buy ASXC at $3.30. It could fall to about $2, of course. But I think that in the short term, this is more bullish for me rather than bearish. So it could drop 60%. I can still see it at 250, right? I mean, these names can drop hard because they started very low. 50 cents to $7 is 14x. Typically, when I see a 10x or a 14x move, I usually see a 50 to 70% pullback. So I'm assuming that a 70% pullback is below $2.50 or even $2, but I'm willing to buy all the way dropping. So if it drops to $50 and $2, you'll see me buying more of ASXC or a sense of surgical robots. I'm okay with it. Okay, so thank you for all the questions, and That's it for tonight. Bye-bye. See you again. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Awesome 10X to all of your friends. Bye-bye.